Like, the side room was, like, kinda dark, you know? So, like, the costume is, like, purple, right? The blood totally blended right in. And I, like, persuaded my sister it wasn't, like, right to do something like that. And then, like, I took my sister to the challenge chamber.
Yes, now I see. And you have given us a clear reason for why you didn't notice the blood.
You think? Like, thanks, Grams?
Are you satisfied, Mr. Wright? All right. I guess not. Very well, you may question the witness.
Yeah, of course I'm not satisfied. Oh, jetzt kommt schon die schnellere Musik. Title was a little kinda dark. Really? Because I thought it was pretty bright inside that room. Don't push your subjective opinions onto this court. Like, that's right. Excuse me, but how is my statement any more subjective than Mrs. Meany's? You are such a hopeless cause. Witness, you may feel free to ignore this trite little man. Like, okay. Ugh, I can't breathe. Let me out of here. Like, the costume is like purple, right? The blood totally blended right in. You didn't see the blood. Like, yeah. But she must have had the gun with her at that time as well. That's, Are you going to tell me next that you didn't notice the gun either? I, like, totally didn't. All I was looking at was, like, her face. Continue. And I, like, persuaded my sister it wasn't, like, right to do something like that. And what was your sister, Miss Meany, like at that time? Well, she was, like, totally flipped out because she just shot Dr. Gray. But I think, like, she knew. She, like, said she did something really bad. And, like, she said she wanted to go with me too. Like, apologize to Miss Morgan. Did Mimi Spirit really say all that to you? Like, yeah. And then, like, I took my sister to the challenge chamber. Was your sister calm by that time? Like, I guess so. I guess maybe, like, taking her revenge on Dr. Gray, like, made her feel a lot better. I'd like to feel a lot better too, Mr. Phoenix Wright. The sooner, the better. She says with her whip at the ready. And, like, Miss Morgan was the only one in the challenge chamber, you know? May I ask you one more thing, Miss Meany? Like, sure. Was there anything you found strange, unusual, or just out of place? Something out of place? Huh? Like, when do you mean? Die Vase. Die Vase? Wenn ich mich recht entsinne, hat Pearl doch die Vase... Genau. Hier steht's ja. Broken by Pearl right before the murder. Under repair in the hallway until police came. Das heißt, wenn Ini gerade tatsächlich die Wahrheit sagen würde, was sie meiner Meinung nach ganz bestimmt nicht tut, hätte sie auf dem Weg zurück mit ihrer Schwester, den sie angeblich genommen hat, da Pearl gesehen, die gerade panisch versucht, mit Kleber oder was auch immer, die von ihr zerbrochene Vase wieder zusammenzufügen, bevor Morgan Fay das bemerkt. Und ich nehme mal an, wenn ich sie jetzt darauf anspreche, ob sie auf dem Weg dahin was bemerkt hat, sagt sie nee. I'm talking about when you were going to the channeling chamber, of course. Like, no, nothing strange. She answered rather quickly. Now what? Press harder. Think harder. I know you can remember something. I, like, totally can't. That's not good enough. You have to explain yourself clearly to this court.
Do you think, Mr. Wright, that whether or not there was something odd on the way to the channeling chamber is all that important?
Oh, it is very important. I ask because it is very important. Not that I know where I'm going with this. Oh, no, I do.
Very well. Miss Meany, if you will, please include a statement about this in your testimony.
Like, I don't get why, but okay. I, like, didn't see anyone on the way. Oh, is that so? How about this, then? I finally found the fault, or I guess in your case, the crack in your perfect lie. Take a look at this urn. Like, urn? There are cracks. Do you see them? So, like, what does that prove? Who cares about some worn-out old urn? Like, yeah, I already, like, said I didn't see, like, anyone on the way to the channeling chamber. I didn't, like, totally say anything about, like, an urn, did I? Yeah, but that's exactly the point here. It looks like you still don't understand. I proposed that if you had really been walking along the winding way at that time, there was no way you could not have seen this person. Take that! Take that. I'd like to introduce someone to you. This is Miss Morgan Fay's daughter, Pearl Fay, who is currently much bigger and standing right next to me.
Yes, and how is this child relevant?
It just so happens that at the time of the murder, Pearl was playing in the center garden.
Oh.
And she just happened to break this urn. Müsste nicht Morgan Fay gerade irgendwo auch im Raum sitzen? Die kriegt jetzt wahrscheinlich gerade ein weißes Gesicht.
Oh.
Wait, she broke the urn? Yep, she accidentally knocked it over with her ball. And Pearl was the one who put it back together, while sitting right in the middle of the winding way. Oh my god, das sah ein bisschen gruselig aus gerade. What? Miss Meanie. Pearl was there in the winding way at the time. She was hard at work putting the pieces of the urn back together, you see. If you couldn't see that while you were walking, I'd have to declare you legally blind. Was kommt jetzt als Ausrede? Ja, ich bin ja auch blind. I think I have sufficiently proven one thing, Miss Meanie. You are a merciful liar.
Mr. Wright, you need to watch what you say.
The one who needs to watch what she's saying is the witness. So, Miss Meanie, tell us the truth. About what? About what? About where you really were at the time of the murder, of course. The witness just testified about that. That's right. I was like sleeping in the side room. Can I really believe her? Was she really sleeping in the side room? There's no way. Your lies end here. What are you? The witness says that during the actual murder, she was asleep in the side room. And I say that's not possible because there is clearly a contradiction here. Oh, echt? Where's the contradiction? Help me. I may have overreached on this one. Is there really a contradiction somewhere? Don't worry, you're on the right path, Phoenix. Might be a little hard for you to see the contradiction, but it's there. Just this once. Do you want me to help you out? No, I think I can do it. That's a spirit. The witness says that during the actual murder she was asleep in the side room. I say that's not possible because there's clearly a contradiction here. Where is the contradiction? Ich hätte ja halt gesagt, weil... Obwohl... Vielleicht in der Testimony? Hat's auch nur geraten, weil ich im Beweisen halt nichts gefunden habe. Earlier in your testimony, Miss Minnie, you made the following statement. And, like, Miss Morgan was the only one in the channeling chamber, you know? It's true that at the time, both myself and Miss Hart were out there. We had gone to call the police. So, like, what does that, like, have to do with anything? It's very simple. Miss Meanie, how did you know that fact? How? I concede that Miss Fay was the only person in the channeling chamber. However, someone who was asleep in the side room could not have known that. Which means, Miss Mimi, you did in fact go to the channeling chamber. But you didn't go there by way of the winding way.
But look at the manor guide map. If one were to go between the side room and the channeling chamber, one would have to use the winding way.
Yes, that's right, Your Honor, which is why I asked this very important question. Where was the witness at the time of the murder? Miss Meany, please answer the question. Don't ask a question off of a baseless assumption, if you please. Well, I suppose since you've put it out on the table, Mr. Phoenix Wright, you might as well answer the question for us. Where was the witness at the time of the murder? Now's your chance, Phoenix. Yeah, the only person who could have killed Dr. Gray was Eeny Meeny, so now is the time to prove it.
Now then, Mr. Wright, let's hear your answer.
Where was the witness when the murder took place? Dann muss sie ja hier gewesen sein. Miss Meany was here, of course.
But that's the channeling chamber.
Isn't that the crime scene? That is right. Miss Meany was at the scene of the crime.
Order. That is...
Mr. Phoenix Wright, have you lost your mind? Yesterday's testimony established that only the victim and the defendant were in the chamber when the channeling started.
Yes, that is correct. Please explain yourself, Mr. Wright.
Simple. Miss Eeny Meeny was hiding at the scene of the crime. I was hiding? Where? Where was I hiding? Ich nehme an, sie war in der Truhe hinter dem Folding Screen. Weil die Truhe, haben wir ja am letzten Untersuchungstag festgestellt, hatte ein Loch auf derselben Höhe, wo die Kugel durch den Folding Screen gegangen ist. Here, of course.
Behind the folding screen?
Don't make me say this again. Recall yesterday's testimony. Ain't no way anyone was hanging out behind that folding screen. See, you stupid jerk. Quit being so quick to pin it on me, slimeball.
No, Miss Meany. One so young as you shouldn't be saying...
Shut it, Grams, if you know exactly how old I am.
I'm sorry.
Looks like the pipe is about to burst. Guess I should help it along. Oh Gott, wie sieht sie denn jetzt aus? The witness was hiding behind the folding screen with the help of this. Aha, jetzt kommt's schon. Miss Meany, how you were able to hide yourself at the scene of the crime is very simple. You were hiding inside this box. That tiny little box, no person could fit in that. Stimmt nicht, Lotte hat sich auch schon drin versteckt. Sorry, but your theory has already been disproved. Lotte disproved you when she was hiding from me in it. But that clothing box was in the side room, right? Which means it had nothing to do with the murder at all. That's right. I was sleeping there, so I should know. That clothing box was there in the side room the whole time.
Mr. Wright, do you think you can prove where the clothing box was at the time of the crime?
Yes, with some evidence. And now I present the piece of evidence that will prove this clothing box was at the scene of the crime when the murder took place. Well, that's the clothing box itself. Clothing. Please take a look at this clothing box. You're so stupid, as if there's any sort of evidence in that old thing.
This... What on earth?
I don't have time for you to sit there surprised. Hurry up and say it already.
There's a hole, about 8 inches off the ground.
A hole about 8 inches off the ground. Oh, gee. Where have we heard that before? The folding screen. It had a hole at the same height. That's right. I hope this has opened your eyes to what happened. At the time of the shooting, the clothing box was sitting behind the folding screen, which is why the bullet from the pistol hit both the box and the folding screen. It went through the screen and then into the box. Müsste sie da nicht eine Verletzung haben? Miss Meanie, you are hiding behind the folding screen waiting for your chance. Yes, for your chance to kill Dr. Gray.
Order. So, what you are saying?
Then, Mr. Phoenix Wright, what about this picture? Are you saying that the person in this photo is Miss Eenie Meenie? That is exactly what I'm saying. Miss Eenie Meenie, you were hiding inside this clothing box all along. And you wore a medium's costume to masquerade as Maya Fey.
To masquerade as Maya Fey?
She had it planned from the very beginning. She would kill Dr. Gray and pin the blame on my client.
No, stop.
I can't stand to listen to any more of this foolishness. If that is the case, Mr. Phoenix Wright, then I have a proposition. This whole idea that the witness moved the clothing box to the crime scene, pretended to be the defendant, killed the victim, and then fled the scene of the crime. It's not possible for one person to do all that by herself. Yep, correct. It is not possible. Hell, we were just starting. It really is impossible for one person to do all the preparations, that is.
Oh.
Need I remind you, the foolish receive no mercy. Well, wait. Miss Von Karma, you said it was not possible for one person, correct? You can't be serious. Oh. Miss Meanie, you had an accomplice.
This person.
If it wasn't someone from Kudai Village, he couldn't have gotten the costume. And if it wasn't someone from the Fey household, he wouldn't have that box to use. Morgan Fey?
Isn't that the wonderful lady witness we had earlier?
Oh, hat der Richter sich verliebt? What do you have to say to this, Miss Meanie? You shot Dr. Gray with your own two hands. Do you deny it? Haben wir schon geschafft? I think this is what really happened. The murderer had planted herself at the scene of the crime long beforehand. Dressed in a medium's costume and wearing a wig, she pretended to be the defendant. And then, the channeling started. The murderer crept silently towards the other two, both of whom had their eyes closed. So wegen der Zeremonie. First, she drugged Maya Fey with a strong sleeping agent. Then she stabbed Dr. Gray with the knife. Next, she hid my client inside the clothing box. She did that so she could take Maya's place and frame her for the crime. But that's when something unexpected happened.
Unexpected?
Yes. Ah, die wollte ihn also eigentlich... Verstehe, eigentlich wollte sie nur erstechen. Die wollte ihn gar nicht erschießen, aber der hatte eine Pistole dabei. Dr. Gray was actually not yet dead. With the loss of his strength, he fired a shot at his attacker. And that is why the hole in the folding screen was so low to the ground. The murderer then took the gun from Dr. Gray and...
After that, you and the other lady thought to break into the room.
Yes, a gunshot is certainly something you wouldn't expect to hear, which is why upon hearing the shots, we forced our way into the channeling chamber. Miss Meanie, she immediately covered her own costume with blood and pretended to be Maya May. Maya Fey natürlich. But that sort of deception would have been easy to see through. Which is precisely why Miss Morgan Fey chased us out.
Please leave this area to me. Go quickly and inform the police. Hurry before there are more victims here. What is one supposed to say?
This is the real truth behind this murder. Huh. Who is that?
Who is that laughing at a time like this?
Oh, was hat sie denn jetzt? Oh, you simple-minded fools. I'm sorry, are you still by chance evolving? What is it this time?
Miss von Karma? Surely.
Of course it was me. Do you really think someone with von Karma blood would lose due to something this petty? What in the world? Noch nicht vorbei, huh? Mr. Phoenix Wright, your argument is flawed in one very crucial area. And that is, if this witness is the real murderer, why would she go through all this trouble? Huh? Working together with the media, pretending to be one, putting on this whole act. What reason would she have to do such foolish things? Well, that's, Yeah, that's right. That's exactly what I was gonna say. Oh, and one other thing. Why would Miss Eeny Meeny want to kill Dr. Gray? Where is her motive? Yeah, that's exactly what I wanted to say too. Yeah, motive. I don't have a motive. Motive, that's... I can't say she has no motive here. I have to think of a motive now. What is her reason for wanting Dr. Gray dead? The reason you wanted Dr. Gray dead is this. Ja, das wahrscheinlich. Ha. Just as I thought, you bore me with your silly anxious Phoenix Wright. It was great. Now even she is calling me by a full name. You think I did this to get revenge for my sister's death? Yes. Because through that accident, you suffered a lot of hurt and pain yourself. Don't be stupid. No one has proved that Dr. Gray drugged my sister, right? And you want to say I wanted to take revenge based on nothing?
What do you mean by that?
See now, stupid Gramps. I'm, going to explain, so, please listen, okay? It's been over half a year since I was, discharged from the hospital. If I, want a revenge, then, I wouldn't have waited this long. And besides, the guy that thought of the spirit thing was Dr. Gray. It was, a total coincidence. He asked me about it, you know? She's back to her airhead persona. However, you see... Meine Güte. Pathetic, Mr. Phoenix Wright. You failed to support your own theory. The end. Oder mal sehen.
I think we have our answer, Mr. Phoenix Wright. What Miss Meany has stated is very true. The revenge plan is overly complicated, and she has no motive in the first place. Furthermore, there's no reason for Miss Morgan Fay to cooperate with this plan. You don't even have any truly decisive pieces of evidence to demonstrate your point.
So many faults, Mr. Phoenix Wright. You should really learn your place. What happened? I thought I had her for sure. See? It's just as I, told you. I hope you like your slice of humble pie.
Very well, I now conclude the cross-examination of Miss Eeny Meeny.
Moment, nein. Huh? Your Honor, please allow the defense one more minute.
All right.
You can't lose here. Have faith in yourself, Phoenix. Mia. Yes, it does sound like a ridiculously messed up plan for murder. But you know, regardless, that girl trained for this crime. Really? Listen, Phoenix. Everything happens for a reason. There's a reason for why she had to kill Dr. Gray. And it is also the reason she had no choice but to kill him in this fashion. Echt? Mir fällt jetzt nichts ein.
Time's up, Mr. Wright. Your final answer, please. If you want to say that you can prove Miss Meany had a motive, then Why did she kill the victim in this way? Can you provide the reason?
Can I? Can I really do this? My preference is übrig. I am not totally confident here, but I know that I must press on no matter what. That's right, Phoenix. Only you can do this now. I will show and substantiate the fact that Miss Meanie had a motive. Too bad. You're too late. My cross-examination has already ended after all. Interesting. I'll let you have your chance, Mr. Phoenix Wright. What? You're supposed to be on my side. Nee, sie möchte einen perfekten Fall. Was uns manchmal zum Glück in die Hände spielt. Von Karma only cares about the perfect win. As long as you have the will to fight, I will knock you down, Mr. Phoenix Wright. And I don't care if you are my witness, so help me, I will throw you out of my way. No way.
Very well. The court will take a 5-minute recess. We will continue the cross-examination after we reconvene.
Hey, wait a second. Ich darf nicht mal aussprechen. Oh, to be continued. Das ist wieder ein guter Punkt, um auf YouTube das Video abzuschneiden.